prison.
Playing the pronoun game during a murder investigation.
He's made a pact with the devil. Now he has his powers.
Another devil getting blamed for shit he never did cliché. He's probably in hell, minding his own business, mixing pineapple with Italian foods when he sees this shit and is like, I'm responsible for what now? Pfft, I wouldn't be caught dead in Indiana. Nice eyeball work, though. Also, you couldn't get power from a pact until the Warlock class, and that wasn't introduced into D&D until 2004.
How do you expect to stop the devil if you don't believe he's real?
Tinkerbell logic. Oh, back to killing teenagers you barely know and have little connection to wasn't scary enough for you? Well, what if he killed this fish? Oh yeah, now you're scared. Don't you act like you're not. No. I wonder when we collectively decided that a group of people walking down a corridor staring just above the camera was cool, provided it was in slow motion. I feel comfortable blaming Hitchcock.
But just as a stroke victim can learn to walk again, I believe you too can return to your full power.
Ignoring the fact that many stroke victims never fully recover just because the analogy fits with all the other medically adjacent sci-fi bullshit you keep throwing at us.
Everything that took place in my lab was captured on videotape. Every success and every failure.
Just imagine the scale of secrecy needed to secretly hire a secret moving company to secretly move this many truckloads of secret tapes from your old destroyed secret lab to your new secret lab in the desert. Secretly.
You have demons in your past. That is why we must proceed carefully.
Which is why I'm giving you no information at all and initially just 3 in the tank with no warning. We shall proceed carefully with reckless abandon.
Here, I'm taking 5.
You just took 5.
Yeah, well, tell Milo to take it easy on the irons next time.
Episode besmirches Milo's good name in lieu of sending this man to a gastroenterologist, all to justify the convenient availability of this walkie-talkie.
I mean, where is the FBI?
There was an eyewitness.
That's what I want to know. We got a serial killer on the loose.
Armchair quarterbacking a murder investigation.
Is Susie here? Ow!
Kids. Also, he just shot that arrow, so why is it still notched? And no, I don't believe Legolas here was able to draw a follow-up arrow between cuts.
You elf-skin, you dry meat stomach.
This is my kind of party.
F***ing what now?
How many times do I have to tell you? That is not a toy.
I know that childproofing wasn't invented until 2021, but rumor has it locks did exist in the 80s.
I thought you were dead.
You should both be dead. I sin thee on behalf of the audience, rational thought in at least 3 distinct branches of science.
Could be a town, could be a house. Maybe somebody there knows where we can find this prison.
The top secret prison. Really?
Joyce would be excellent at TVSins. If only she hadn't died tragically by plane crash.
The thing is, we don't need to kill you. We can just leave you here.
Thinking the morally correct answer to the trolley problem is walking away after disabling the lever. Stranger Things watched Denethor consuming food in Return of the King and took that as a challenge-accepted opportunity.
Первый вечер суда 6 мужиков загнали, а ночью их всех посадили в яму.
There's always got to be that veteran prisoner who has information specific enough to scare the shit out of everyone, but not specific enough to be useful.
Хотят, чтобы мы окрепли, чтобы набрались силы.
Not realizing that starving and beating your prisoners, then giving them a greasy meal of meat and booze, and then sending them off to fight a monster will do more harm than good. You're more likely to have them puking on your monster than giving it a fair fight.
Будем держаться вместе, а?
I applaud the way these prison men have accepted their former abuser, Dimitri the prison jailer, into their ranks instead of beating him to death as expected. Doesn't make any sense, so my applause may sound like a ding. Playing Plinko without having a trip to the Poconos as incentive.
17, would you open the door?
Brenner asks the second tiniest kid in the room to open the door 1 billion times his size because the show has frankly run out of new ways to show us that Brenner is an abusive ass. I remember my mom saying that watching too much TV would turn my eyes square, but I have no memory of this warning applying to elbows too.
But I did know you. And I'm sorry.
He was supposed to be here for the break, and then he backed out at the last minute.
Sorry, Coco Lady, got enough juice in there for one more? This force is just littered with emotional garbage.
Jesus, we thought you were a goner.
Thing Mary said in that cave way back when somehow makes it into the episode.
And we are now doing everything in our power to find him.
Except we're not currently doing that because we're holding this stupid town hall meeting explaining that we haven't found him, which is now preventing us from finding him even more. Update, we still haven't found him.
but I can't bear to listen to any more excuses and lies.
That's enough.
It will, in fact, not be enough, because Powell will let Jason and the dumb f***ing knots here incite a religious mob for all the why bother even having a sheriff amount of the sometime.
Last night I saw things I can't explain.
What I can't explain is why he's no longer being detained as a person of interest in the murders. Dated one of the victims? Check. Found holding the dead body of another victim? Check. As far as the cops know, Jason's been at 100% more murder scenes than Eddie.
They call themselves Hellfire.
Hawkins is a small town, so why does everyone march away instead of immediately turning to the parents of Dustin, Mike, and Lucas, who they would absolutely recognize as the parents of the Hellfire Club?
Then I remembered Romans 12:21. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good.
Jason is playing fast and loose with his scripture interpretation, so they'll fit his situation and the point he's trying to make. So I guess the sin here is using the Bible as it was originally intended.
And God knows there's good in this town.
Citation needed.
And the Nina Project is the code name for a video game.
Well, no, it's not just a video game. It's a video game console.
All this talk of video games reminds me of this awesome game I once played called Eat Lead. It's basically video game sins wearing the mask of a first-person shooter. The main character knew he was in a game and he'd quip about video game tropes in a hilarious, sarcastic manner. Oh man, I played the heck out of that thing. Never did manage to complete it, but I hold it dear to my heart as a fellow sinner of things I love. And the fact that I've spent so long talking about a game from the late zeros that is honestly only tangentially related to what's happening on screen should tell you a lot about my current level of investment in this C-plot.
Why have I never heard of it?
Because it's top secret. It's for the promotion. The first people to find the secret location receive,
American Tendo?
an American Tendo.
Full disclosure, I was actually around in the 80s. And a promotion like this would have been the biggest deal in the entire freaking universe. Every kid in America would know about it. And guess what? That's how promotions work. They'd want everyone to know about it. Now, I have no issue with these guys coming up with a plan as stupid as this, but I do take issue with mega super big brain genius Susie not needing a fresh bull heck detector after listening to this ridiculousness.
But it looks like you came all the way here for nothing.
That awkward moment when the writers accidentally let it slip that they don't know what to do with 1/4 of the cast anymore.
I know exactly what time it was. My walkie wasn't the only thing that got soaked.
Listen, I can spot a Casio watch from 100 meters away, and even in the 80s, the only reason those bad boys wouldn't survive a tactical nuclear strike was if your story needed a plot-convenient technical malfunction.
Boom!
Making unnecessarily loud noises when you're on the run is not a smart idea, and that is why I'm sitting this moment, and totally not because of the little bit of pee that came out of me when my TV suddenly screamed at me.
But what if, somehow, there's another gate?
Sure, this could be a genuine Dustin thought, but it sure does sound like the unfinished thought on a Post-it note from the writer's room coffee machine that accidentally transposed itself into the script.
I say you're asking me to follow you into Mordor, which, if I'm totally straight with you, I think it's a really bad idea. But, the Shire is burning.
Nice try, but the Shire wasn't torched until after the fall of Mordor. So you wouldn't go to Mordor to stop the Shire from burning. Read a book.
Stay in your circle. If you leave your circle, you lose.
This game is heavily weighted against two, who has to keep fighting people over and over without a break, whereas each new opponent has the advantage of coming in fresh. What we need here is some kind of March Madness tiered bracketing system, or to stop experimenting on kids. The way they get nosebleeds, his shirt should have been absolutely drenched with blood by the time he mind fights with Elle.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, not in a church.
Yeah, that's the last place for Jesus these days. Chekhov's aggressively operated lighter. For clarity, I'm not saying the guard's name is Chekhov. I mean, it could be, actually, in this situation. But I'm talking about the Russian writer who popularized... Damn it, where's that ding? I'm dying out here.
I have a son, Mikhail. I cannot leave this world with him believing his father is a traitor.
You are, though. You helped a prisoner escape for money and got several guards killed in the process.
You son of a bitch.
Man laughs at another guy while saying,
You son of a bitch.
as if to affirm the testosterone levels are set to predator handshake. Cliché.
Don't make me laugh. My ribs are broken. Don't make me laugh.
With all of the beatings he's had, his everything should be broken. Do you remember his f***ed up ankles? Hopper doesn't.
And we're in.
I don't think a hacker in a television show or movie is even allowed to hack without saying these 3 words.
Hold your butts.
Oh, come on. Hold on to your butts is a film reference that won't even make sense for another 7 years. Are the Duffer Brothers even trying anymore?
Can you print this?
No, my skills end at IP geolocation.
Susie's the heckin' best. However, giving us a season of Argyle as a recurring character and not Susie.
Slow down!
The 80s were a simpler time, but were they so simple that watching your daughter exit a room with 3 boys you don't know wouldn't elicit a response of at least mild perturbance? This is her reward for winning that face-off? She gets an extra hour to play Plinko? This top secret lab where they exploit children and hold them against their will is so unfair. Having a secret lab that is soundproofed so poorly that you can hear the screams of victims from down a hall and into the rec room seems like it would be absolutely horrible for morale. Something absolutely horrifying and abusive is going on here, and I'm not just talking about the obvious hate crime, which is the 21 cuts in this 14-second scene.
What have you done?
Raising an army of unstable child warriors with telekinetic powers and being any level of befuddled when one of them snaps and does a mass murder. Steve said something about being the school swim team co-captain, but I don't remember him being the co-captain of the holding your breath for an inhumanly long time and navigating in a pitch black pond team. Hard agree. One of you should have realized that keeping at least one pair of working lungs behind might be smart considering all the CPR that's about to be needed. Cliffhangers still being a thing that exists in a world where Netflix has already skipped the credits before Steve's scream has even finished. And I've barely had a chance to confuse my last swig of Mountain Dew with the cup I'm definitely not peeing into during my Stranger Things binge fest.
USA! USA! USA!
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
I don't understand how you can be so mistaken.
Is Susie here?
Ow!
They drew first blood!
You do realize that Skull Rock, it's like a super popular makeout spot?
Makeout rave. Good times, good times.
Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good.
Which brings us back to our starting point, the 9 tenets of constancy.
The police.
The police here? A reunion?
But what if, somehow,
Palpatine returned.
If you allow anger or emotion to invade your thoughts,
Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.